Sup YouTube, it's me KC and I'm back with another video, and I am sorry that I haven't been making any videos. It's just because my laptop is down. I'm waiting for it to get back up, and since I'm borrowing my sister's laptop, I decided to make this video so I can upload it on there. So she's giving me the chance because I'm doing homework on there, but that's besides the point. Let's get to the main topic of the video. And in this video I'm going to be talking about the unveiling of the PlayStation 4. Now, I'm just going to touch on main key points here, not going to get too specific or anything like that. The main thing that they showed for the PlayStation 4, they didn't show the console for the whole entire conference. Something that Nintendo did with the Nintendo Wii U. They wanted to focus mainly on the controller. So they wanted the consumer to mainly focus on the controller. And I don't understand what this little thing, whereas they like to copy Nintendo. I don't know what the deal is there. Whatever. Let's just keep moving on. The controller itself. Now, if you guys have been following IGN, you know that they showed the prototype of the controller. And the prototype of the controller looks exactly like the controller. It's got a little bit more heft to it. Somewhat like the Xbox 360 controller, but not too big like the Xbox 360 controller. It also has a touchpad on the controller itself for the PlayStation 4. And it's got like motion sensing kind of things on it. I don't know too much details about the motion controller. The other thing that they showed was that it has like some type of motion sensor with a camera on it. Somewhat like the sensor bar for the Wii U. It's going to come packed with it, just like what the Wii U did. So they're going to have that, and they're going to add it into the console some way, shape, and form. So it's going to be with the PlayStation 4. Throughout the whole conference, they showed a lot of games, something that the Wii U did not do. Okay, the Wii U did not show games, alright, out the gate. They did not show games out the gate. We know the games are coming. There are plenty of games that they showed this year, but it took them almost 2 years from the time that they were announced to the time that they came out. And even right now, we're still waiting on games to come in. Ain't no games coming out right now. You know what I'm saying? Not right now, like Monster Hunter Tri and all that stuff, but we're still waiting, and we only seen a couple of trailers of the new games that are going to be coming out. But for the PlayStation 4, they announced a lot of different games. Even though they didn't appeal to me, for the people that they appealed to, these people are going to be very excited. I'm not interested in many of the games that they really announced because it's not really my thing. But the whole deal is that they announced new games, new titles, and gameplay and trailers. You know what I'm saying? They demonstrated that. They showed a new Infamous game. It's called like Infamous something Sun or something like that. It's basically Infamous 3, or basically taking it into the past of Infamous. So you're playing as a group now or something like that, but they didn't show too much of it. They showed fire wielding Cole, you know, the main character of the game or whatever, but this time he's got like fire as his main element or something like that. But the game looks pretty interesting. I thought that was cool. Square Enix came on stage announcing that they were going to be making a new Final Fantasy game for the new console. I mean, no big surprise right there. But they said they're going to be showing it at E3, so that was a big surprise. So I can't wait till they show something on that. They were demonstrating the Unreal Engine 4, and it does look really good. Graphics-wise, for the PlayStation 4, it looks really good. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought that it was going to be this huge leap over the Nintendo Wii U. Maybe, what is it? CPU-wise or memory-wise, like when it comes to the scale of how many enemies are going to be coming at you or at one time, the PlayStation 4 will probably succeed more than the Nintendo Wii U, because the PlayStation 4 has 8 gigs of RAM inside the console. That's what they said. So, as far as the scale of enemies coming towards you and all that stuff, you know, the Wii U probably wouldn't be able to handle that. But as far as like the GPU and all that stuff, like the graphics, it's pretty much, I think the Wii U can handle basically the same thing as what the PlayStation 4 can, but the PlayStation 4 will look more in detail. You know what I'm saying? But certain games that are just like CPU heavy or something like that, are dealing with a whole bunch of memory and have to process a lot of things at one time, I don't think the Wii U would be able to hang on to that. But graphics wise, it's not a huge jump like we saw from the NES to like the GameCube, or the NES to the PS2 or to the Dreamcast or something like that. That's a huge jump. We can see that visually. Now we just see like little textures and stuff, like the ground looks glossier, the freaking glass on the windows look shinier and all that stuff. It's not a huge jump like everybody thought it was. And I hope that people will take this as an eye-opener, that graphics on everything is dealing with the innovation of the games as well as the controllers themselves. A lot of people like to say that making motion controls and all that stuff, or different ways to use a controller, is a gimmick. But this only paves way for developers to create newer things and newer ideas. So, with that being said, I think I'm trying to think of some other stuff that they showed. I know they showed a lot of newer things. They showed a lot of newer games. Quantic Dream is still working on another project besides Beyond. At least we know Beyond is still coming out this year, Beyond Two Souls. But they're working on another project for the PlayStation 4, and they said they were going to be using this engine to make it look like photorealistic like. So Quantic Dream is working on something for the PlayStation 4. Dang, I'm just having a brain fart here. I know they announced a lot of new games and familiar titles, but I can't really get them off of the top of my head. And as far as third party, you know, coming on to the PlayStation 4, of course the PlayStation 4 will have that on lock. They already had it. Sony and Microsoft already had the third parties on lock since the get-go. I mean, there's no surprise there. What would surprise me is if the Nintendo Wii U or Nintendo said, we got third parties on lock right now, you know, that would surprise me. But it wasn't no surprise there for the PlayStation 3. But they were just mainly trying to focus in on making the PlayStation 4, and excuse me for saying like PlayStation 3 sometimes if I mean PlayStation 4 throughout this whole video. Sorry, but anyways, they were mainly trying to focus on the PlayStation 4 to be more user-friendly. You know, somewhat like they had the problems back then, you know, with the Xbox or whatever, how everybody was developing for that, and they still are, even though Xbox really doesn't have any exclusives. You know, everybody could just go to Steam and buy the games just like they did for Xbox. I mean, you don't even really need an Xbox right now. All you need is Steam, because Xbox really doesn't have too many exclusives to deal with. But for PlayStation 3 or something, they have more exclusives and all that stuff. And they have games that are multi-plat, but they don't run as good as like the Xbox. So in that point, I think that Sony was thinking that maybe we could make this console more user-friendly so that everybody will play and make games specifically for the PlayStation 4, so that, you know, they won't have this trouble later on, you know, and the games will be that much harder to develop for. Because remember, when the PlayStation 3 came out, nobody ain't want to develop for that thing, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully this time around they have learned their lesson. The only thing, to wrap things up, the only thing that's really bothering me is that the simple fact, one, people may not catch on to the PlayStation 4, and they announced a lot of new features, but I'm not going to go into detail right now. And number two, the price point. I heard rumors that it was going to be like $450 or $500, and if it's that much, I'm not buying it. A lot of people said that the Wii U was costing too much, and I'm surprised because the Wii U was $350. That was at a reasonable price. Yeah, like I was saying before I had got cut off, battery went out. But anyways, the Wii U was at a reasonable price, $350. But the PlayStation 4, it's rumored to be like $450 or $500, and I really can't understand why were people griping about the Wii U's price tag when the PlayStation 4 could be a lot more. Now, wait till the end of this year, because they actually said that the PlayStation 4 was going to be coming out this holiday 2013, and I knew that since they showed Watch Dogs playing on the whole stage, and they were demoing it on the PlayStation 4. So I already knew it was going to be coming out later this year. But anyways, wait till later on this year, and wait till you hear the price range of the PlayStation 4. Everybody's going to be all like, oh, that doesn't seem like it's a bad price. You know what I'm saying? But $350 for the Wii U was just so much. Oh my gosh, it's so much. It's so much money. And I bet you people are probably not going to even be tripping off of it and be all like, well, $450, that's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? If the PlayStation 4 is not at $400, and that's pushing it for me, if it's not exactly $400, you can count me out for right now until I see that price drop. Unless if they got some really killer games, or, you know, the Wii U is just missing out on a whole bunch of third-party exclusives, or third-party multiplats from PlayStation, or Steam doesn't get those third-party multiplats, you can count me out. I'll just stick with Steam. I'll just stick with the Wii U. I'll stick with my PlayStation 3 over there before I buy the PlayStation 4. You know what I'm saying? This is a rough economy. You gotta worry about your pockets before you worry about them games. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing but entertainment purposes. But anyways, with that being said, I like the press conference a lot, because they announced games, they announced the specs, unlike what the Wii U did. They announced games, they announced the specs, they told you when it was going to be coming out, they showed you the controller, they basically told you a lot of things. So that's what I liked about the conference. It was good, it was excellent, extra long, extra hefty, but a lot of information regarding the PlayStation 4. And with that being said, Kid91 out. Please go to the Gaming Access site to chat with all gamers. It's www.gamingaccess.weebly.com. We have all gamers there for you, posted down in the link description below, and I'll see you guys later whenever my laptop gets fixed up. Peace.